Welcome to Living the Sweet Life with Azúcar. Living the Sweet Life with Azúcar is a podcast by mental health therapist, spoken word artist, author, screenwriter, and playwright Simone Nicole, better known as Azúcar, discussing what it is like to be creative in the working world in her interview segment Ask Azúcar, finding solutions to any mental wellness questions in her Q&A segment Work Well Wednesdays, and spilling the tea in her special bi-weekly dating episodic Welcome to the Sugar Factory. Subscribers will receive goodies on Freebie Fridays according to their tier level. Please remember to join the Sweet Teas on patreon.com/LA Sugar Factory.
Good night, everyone. Guess who we have back with us today for another episode of Work Well Wednesday? We have my coworker, my friend, Solaika, and like we promised, we're gonna be talking about healthy and unhealthy relationships, red flags and green flags. Here we go again. And again, as I always say, if you guys have any questions, send us a DM, LA Sugar Factory 1016 on Instagram. And so you can say, hey, I was seeing this meme and I want you guys to like get your opinion on it, or hey, I got this question, I'm dating this person and blah blah blah, or like I just have this life question, or these things that are happening in my life, like or in my family, how can y'all help? Feel free to ask the questions, and you can even tell me who special guest host would you want to answer it, either Solaika or Larry, because you know Larry is polar opposite of me, but we still get the good conversation going. And Solaika and I are just on the trying to heal the community together with the same mindset of the more knowledge, the higher vibration, the better we'll all be. So again, Solaika, say hello to the universe and to the
Hello.
airwaves.
Hi, everyone. Happy to
Yeah.
join this episode.
Yes, yes. So I guess I will want to start with you. What intrigues you about healthy versus unhealthy relationships?
Well, I would say I've been in a lot of bad relationships myself. I would say, like, the quest to, like, be in a healthy relationship is to identify when it's wrong, to know when it's not healthy. Sometimes when you can be in an unhealthy relationship for a long period amount of time, you can start to deem like it's normalized, like that's healthy. No, it's not healthy. So just
Yes,
knowing the signs.
we are not trying to normalize toxicity over here.
Hmm.
It is 2025. We have grown up now. So, and we are not children anymore. So we should be able to identify, oh wait, that didn't feel good. Oh wait, that doesn't sound right. Oh wait a minute. We need to do those things. We need to do those things. So, where do you want to start? Or do you want to give a little anecdote and we can
Okay.
like pull apart your anecdote?
Okay, well, let's define a healthy relationship.
Go
A
ahead.
healthy relationship involves honesty, trust, respect, open communication between partners, and they take effort and compromise from both people. So the relationship that I was in for 5 years, it was just unhealthy. I was the one always compromising for the relationship, and he was never prioritizing me.
Mm, okay.
Mhm.
So which parts? So let's go over the list again. Can you repeat the list for the listeners again?
Oh, well, a healthy relationship is honesty, trust, respect, open communication between partners, and they take effort and compromise from both people, not one party. So I felt like the relationship was one-sided.
Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There was a lack of trust because he was in a relationship with someone else. There was a lack of respect. When we get in disagreement, he would walk away, slam doors, like curse at me. And there was never an open communication when we were having a dialogue. He always wanted to speak over me, have control, get pissed, stonewall me. So
Mm.
stonewalling is, I don't know if people don't know what stonewalling is. Like you're having a conversation with someone, they're pretending like they don't hear you, they don't understand, they're just silent.
they literally look like a wall. So you can literally see what you're saying bouncing off
Mm-hmm.
the wall and going to the floor, or bouncing off the wall and going back to you. And
Mm-hmm.
they're not marinating on it. They're not actively listening. And actively listening is actually listening to what the other person's saying and then paraphrasing it so you make sure you understand. And
Mm-hmm.
when people are in this pattern of unhealthiness and they're used to just talking at one another and not with one another, it becomes normal to have disagreements that don't get solved. And I think being in a healthy relationship, it has to also have solutions,
Mm-hmm.
solving the problems. Don't go to bed mad. Like find a compromise
Mm-hmm.
and solve a problem. So my question for you that is like, when did you start to see this? Like, when did you start scratch your head? Because you said you was in the relationship for like 5 years. So when did you
Well, I seen this the first date.
wait, say this again?
I noticed it the first date.
What? Okay. All right. Please, some more. I need more.
Okay, so we went out to eat on the first date, and he was texting at the table. I'm like, how can you be on a date texting at the table? And he was like, oh, you're insecure. I'm just talking to a friend. But it's the first date. So then we went back to the car. We finished, like, went back to the car and went home. I was driving, and I was telling him, like, that was not cool. And he was still texting this person. He walked out the car and he slammed the door.
Wow.
Um, I always initiated the breakups, but then like I guess I don't want to say love bombing. I was love bombed. Like I
No,
would end the
explain
relationship.
because then we can piece that out. So explain what you feel
So
like.
after that incident, I didn't speak to him for like a month. Like I did no contact. And every
Okay.
time there was an incident, it was a big argument, and then we would go no contact, and he would come back and he wouldn't apologize. Like I miss you. Then he'll make it up. Then it's like a cycle, unhealthy relationship. It was like the repair, the honeymoon stage, and then again, it's like we could not solve any issues that were in the relationship, and it became toxic. He would curse. We would not talk for months. At one point, I changed my number, and he got my number through a friend. Then I said, you know what, I'm done. Then he would accuse me of cheating. That was a lack of respect. And then he even told me, hey, like I have cancer just to get in contact with me, which wasn't true. Yes.
Oh no. No.
Very
Don't be playing with
unhealthy
God like
dynamic.
that. Mm-mm.
Very unhealthy dynamic. I
So,
just think we could never solve like our problems. It's always a fight. It's just toxic. He never put his hands on me, but
well, that's good.
it was
That's
emotionally, psychologically abusive.
okay. So, my question that would be like, so you have the couple months of silence. And then, so what would bring you back?
He would
Other than the
apologize.
cancer thing, what would bring you back?
No, like he would apologize and he would be sweet and oh, I'm sorry. But when there's a conflict, it just went like downhill.
So he would apologize. Would his behavior change?
I think our issues when we had a disagreement overall, I feel like he was helpful if I had emergency. Like he would be there for me. I don't think he had the skills to be in a healthy relationship. He didn't know how to be in a healthy relationship.
Okay. So what we have learned from this little anecdote is that you can do things for your person, but if you cannot communicate properly and problem solve and conflict resolution,
Hmm.
that does not that will make a toxic relationship. That will make a bad relationship. That does not that trumps you're sorry. That
Mm-hmm.
trumps your flowers. That trumps your chocolates. That trumps your paying for my nails or going to a spa day. That trumps everything. Because we gotta talk to each other. And if we can't talk to each other, how is things moving forward?
Mm-hmm. It was just like a negative like cycle.
Hmm. So where was your, oh no, I'm completely done with this.
Mm-hmm. Um, it was the same situation where I just from like again it goes back to the first date, the problem that wasn't addressed. You were always on the phone with this person, texting this person, and I brought it up and he blew up and that was my breaking point. I just feel like I was not respected. Like there was no respect left. And I had to love me more than
Yeah.
being in a relationship with someone like, oh yeah, but we've been together for X amount of time.
So,
Hmm.
so,
Hmm. I had to put
like,
myself first.
yeah, the fact that you have history means nothing. Okay? Our body has history with us, but our skin regenerates every 7 years. So our skin breaks up with ourselves every 7 years. That has nothing to do with anything. Understand? So,
Hmm.
listen, history does not always mean that you should spin the block because you are either spinning the block to the same point in the circle, like going back to the same spot,
Hmm.
or you are spinning the block to a different block. You understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like, the only way spinning the block actually works is if the two people work on themselves while they're outside of the block.
Hmm.
Understand? It's not going to work if you're spinning the block to the same person. You're still gonna have the
Hmm.
same problems.
Hmm. And I just feel like it was a cycle of emotional abuse because it was 4 stages, like tension building, threat. When I mean threat, like psychologically, like I would cry and we'll like reconcile and then it's calm, then it goes back. Like we just could never be like content or happy. It
And
didn't feel good.
sometimes, y'all, when you, I don't know how his family life is, but sometimes, y'all, if this is a cycle that you see in your family relationships, like in your parents or your aunts and uncles or your grandparents, if this is a cycle and they stick it out, that doesn't mean that it's still good because they stuck it out. We now have more knowledge. We now know a little bit more.
Hmm.
Just because they stuck it out and they're arguing still and they're I don't
Hmm.
know 80, 90, 100 years old, that don't mean that it's a good example, y'all.
Hmm. And I would like to people to know, like the first, just walk away, just walk away because it doesn't get any better.
When you see the first red flag, walk away. But I always say, if you think that this person is supposed to be in your life for a grander reason, I get, 3 strikes and you're out in baseball. I'm not giving the basketball 6 fouls. That's too long.
And
No.
I think that's right. Three, you should give people chances. Everyone makes mistake the first try. So I think like I was too patient. Now I need like 3 strikes, you're out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, if you are, like in your case, if I'm with somebody and they're always on the phone with me, they're always on the phone while they're on a date with me, I would feel hella disrespected. And I'll be like, listen, if you do that again on our next date, this is over because I want to be with somebody who doesn't see anyone else in the room.
Hmm.
Understand? Like your heart stops, your world stops when I walk in. Or at least you take that minute. Like, yeah, you might have to like smooth the room because you never know where we're at, but you still are eyeing me like
Hmm.
80% of the night.
Hmm.
You understand? And then if we are on a one-on-one and you cannot put your phone away, for at least that hour, 2 hours, whatever it is, we're gonna have a problem. We're gonna have a problem.
Unhealthy relationships.
Unhealthy. Yes, now we're on the red flags. Let me see if I can pull them up on my screen so I can go over them with y'all. Oh, these are red flags. They are red flags for gaslighting, but I feel like they're red flags in all relationships,
Mm-hmm.
be romantic relationships or friendships. Okay, so we have the big one, which is denial. Like you can't be in a relationship if people are not gonna willing if they're not willing to acknowledge what was wrong or what happened. Just
Mm-hmm.
period. Like y'all are living, breathing, and doing the same air. If you can't agree on something is wrong, like hello, problem.
Yeah, lack of communication.
There we go. Yep. Ignoring or avoiding.
Mm-hmm.
Later refuses to engage in conversation with the victim or address their concerns. So if you bring something up, they change the subject. You bring something up, they put it on you.
Mm-hmm.
Bring
Deflect,
something up,
blame.
and they even try to one up you on your issue.
Mm-hmm. Sounds very familiar.
Run. Because you're supposed to be doing trauma Olympics and pain war with your love, the love of your life, the father of your children, the mother of your children, your soulmate. Your soulmate don't do that. What? Come on now, y'all.
Yeah.
Projection.
Ah,
Gaslighter accuses the victim of the very behavior in which
cheating.
they are engaging. This is a quintessential one that happens in bad relationships. If the cheater is accusing you of cheating, I'm pretty sure they're cheating.
Or
Or I'm
being a
pretty sure they're
hoe.
thinking about cheating. Okay, that is a whole like entertainment industry on this one topic. Okay, Tammy Roman is making a killing off of this one topic. If it's the little angel in the back of your head, the little like nudge, it's probably going on, and it's probably not. It's probably him, not you, or probably her, not you. Sabotage. The gaslighter undermines the victim in order to make them feel or seem incompetent
Or inferior.
or inferior. This one
Hmm. Classical.
was quintessential in a lot of my relationships. I'm smart. I know I'm smart, but I also I love to learn from other people.
Mm-hmm.
And just because you are a man or just because you are older than me does not mean that I am incompetent and you know everything. And I am just supposed to blindly say, yes, master, yes, baby,
Yes,
yes,
sir.
daddy. Like, acknowledge my brain. I acknowledge her brain. I love your brain. Acknowledge my brain too. Don't be sitting here trying to think like you know everything, and I was born yesterday just to be your woman. Excuse me? No, I'm sorry. No, 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 no. What else we got? Oh, it's not letting me see the second side. 1 second. So we got distraction. The gaslighter interrupts the victim or tries to change the subject. We kind of talked about that already. So I'm going to jump
Mm-hmm.
over that. Minimizing or trivialization. The gaslighter makes light of serious situations or accusations. it's nothing, it's not a big deal. Yo, if your person is loving on you, whatever is a big deal to you should be a big deal to them.
They should care how
Period.
you feel, how they make you feel.
Right. And they should want to know what's going on. And sometimes we might need to like vent, but that doesn't mean we need you to fix it. We just need you to understand where we're coming from and like, co-sign a little bit just so we can get it out.
Mm-hmm.
But trivializing our thoughts because either one, you don't understand it because men are a little less emotional. I don't want to say men are less emotional. I think men are less capable of expressing their emotions than women are. So
Mm-hmm.
they might not make an emotional connection. The women might make an emotional connection quicker than the men do, but the men feel deep. The men do feel deep. It's just
Immensely,
it's
they
just
do.
being able to unlock that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I'm agreeing with you. They do feel deep.
Okay. And then we have put downs or threats. The gaslighter insults and degrades the victim so they become to doubt themselves. And the threats go, the gaslighter threatens a negative outcome for not trusting them or their perspective. And you pretty much talked a lot about the threats that your ex would give you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, no, your forever person's supposed to be loving on you, not threatening you. Like we're not Stockholm syndrome, we're not kidnapped, we're not no, just no.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and as far as the put downs go, this one
Yeah,
is
he would say, "Oh, you're so sensitive. Like something's wrong with you. Like you need help. Like you're very sensitive. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells of your feelings. You're always in your feelings."
you should be able to men out there that have emotional and like deep women should be appreciative of that because I always put a little religious spin on it because that's just how my brain works. We are supposed to be Adam's rib, right? So that means that Adam is missing something. So it could be the
Mm-hmm.
emotional connection, the emotional awareness. And then there was I saw something on Instagram also that said God put Adam to sleep to make Eve, right? God put Adam to sleep to remove the rib. So that means that when the men are asleep, the women are awake, and we can see things that y'all can't see. We can make connections that
Mm-hmm.
y'all can't make because y'all not looking
Mm-hmm.
or y'all asleep. Quite literally sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So you should be in a relationship with somebody who allows you a 360 worldview. Like allows you to see a lot of things in different points of views, allows you to connect to make connections that you wouldn't think to connect because we're supposed to be able to expand each other. And if you are not able to appreciate the differences in your partner, you just want a clone of yourself. And how boring is that going to be?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would remember like you're so sensitive, you're so sensitive. Like everything's emotional for you. Like you need to get the hell out your feelings, get the fuck out your feelings.
Isn't a relationship supposed to be including feelings? Like it doesn't don't feelings supposed to be advancing a relationship? So if somebody's getting out of their feelings, where are they going?
I really feel like he had his own personal issues too. Like he needed help, to be
Yeah,
honest. We all needed help. So
we
like
everybody
we
needs
all
help.
need help. Yeah, it's not like a judgment. Like, I feel like he had some childhood trauma. Like he wasn't able to show emotions. Um, and then like I just felt like I kept attracting partners who weren't able to like express their emotions, like emotionally avoidant.
Mhm. And one thing I would say for you in that regard is like sometimes we attract things that we need to heal.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we attract, or people, or no, I should say, no, we don't attract. Sometimes people are attracted to us
Mm-hmm.
because we have things in ourselves that they need to heal.
Mm-hmm.
We could be a trigger for you to heal that emotional inavailability, to
Mm-hmm.
heal that insecurity,
Mm-hmm.
giving you opportunities to look at something differently, opportunities to
Mm-hmm.
move differently, to grow.
Yeah, and I would say like, yeah, I don't want to blame him on him. Like I saw the signs. Like I just chose to say because you know what? It kind of looked familiar to me. I had parents that were emotionally avoidant or like it was kind of familiar, but like when I was done and through, I'm like, I don't deserve this. I need someone that's secure. So I had to put myself first.
Yeah. And we get into that pattern of like what feels familiar, what we know. And sometimes that's not where we like that's what we know and that's what feels familiar for now. But what's gonna happen once we grow and have more knowledge? What's gonna happen once we get, 10 toes down into who we are and we like really, really start to get to know like who we are and what we deserve? That place in which our choices were is not going to fit our new selves.
Hmm.
So sometimes we literally have to step out of the comfort zone to get
Hmm.
what we know we deserve
Hmm.
and to get what we are trying to reach for.
And you have to believe it. I don't think I believed like I could do better than that. Maybe I didn't believe that. That's why I
Mhm.
stayed. But like I know I deserve better and I will get better.
Sorry, y'all. Work still's gotta get done.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I think belief is a big thing for everybody. Like we all need to believe in ourselves and believe that we should take up space and believe that we deserve to be on this planet and believe that we deserve good connections and love and all those things because yeah, when we don't believe it, we accept everything and we'll allow
Hmm.
to be breadcrumbed and we'll allow to be love bombed and we'll
Hmm.
allow them to ignore us when we voice uh, a concern. Because I'm not gonna say complaint, because half the time it's not a complaint. It's just I've been noticing
Hmm.
this. Like, what can we do? You know what I mean? It's like a concern about like
Hmm.
how the relationship's gonna move,
Hmm.
or like how am I going
Hmm.
to show up in this relationship based upon what you're giving to me. And women are very
Hmm.
reciprocal. We will reciprocate what we are
Hmm.
given. Or if
Hmm.
we don't want to reciprocate that in which we were given, we will dip, right? We will
Hmm.
dip. So like if you want your woman to be X, Y, and Z, try to create a safe space for that or try to do
Hmm.
that for us, right?
In a safe environment.
Yeah. A safe environment is very important, especially especially when we're trying to grow. Especially when we're trying to grow, a safe environment is very, very important. And if we don't have that, either for the man or the woman, or however your relationship is set up, I'm just saying that because I know Solaika and I are both into the other sex, but like however your relationship's set up, what does that safe space look like for you? What are those deal breakers? What are those things that you can't look past? And what are those things that are going to keep your guard up? And like how do you gonna express that to people so they know like, hey, once you start doing this or once I get triggered by this, I'm gonna be a little different. So maybe we can, take down my wall brick by brick together because it's in relation.
Hmm.
You're not two ships passing in the night. You're in a relation. That one affects the other.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
It's like a balance
Yeah.
to stay afloat.
And so as long as we stay balanced, as long as, and like the sail can lean one way and the other sail can lean another way, as long as we stay balanced and understanding. And balance doesn't have to be 50-50 because everybody out here be like 50-50 everything. No, balance doesn't have to be 50-50. It could be 90-20. I mean, 90-10, 80-20, 70-30. But it also has to be like, depending on the situation, who needs to give more, who needs to pull back, depending on what life is throwing at y'all. Because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're gonna need your partner to lean on a little bit more than normal. And
Mm-hmm.
like if you're changing certain things, like I was explaining in another episode where I knew like my ex-boyfriend wanted to go into the police academy. So I knew that I was gonna have to do a little bit more on the other end of the relationship so that he could feel comfortable of just going to the academy. But that didn't mean that he wasn't taking care of me emotionally. That didn't mean that didn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that his 40% wasn't still creating 100% with my 60, or his 30 wasn't connected to my 70. Like we have to
Mm-hmm.
fluctuate with our relationships in order to move forward. We have to fluctuate in order to move forward. Okay, we are closing to the end of another segment. Is there any other did we miss anything? Is there anything like high key that you want everybody to pay attention to, or
Just noticing the red flags, you would know when something doesn't feel right and to speak up and just walk away. Don't
yeah.
stay in the loop of the negative dynamic.
Mhm. And if you speak up and you start to see those red flag behaviors, then you know that change is not possible. And that's when it's like time to bow out. It's time to figure out your exit strategy. And if you're not in a safe relationship where you can have a safe exit strategy, start planning one. Figuring out ways to plan one. So we're not saying like jump ship right immediately and then you be unsafe because this person could be also a danger, right? So do it in a safe manner. Like prepare yourself so that if you have to leave in the middle of the night, if you have to like have a code word with your best friend, if you have to do like, okay, I'm pretending I'm gonna go to the movies and I'm actually gonna like look for a new house, or I'm gonna whatever you have to do to get yourself to safety, it's okay if it takes time. But keep your goal in mind. Keep your safety in mind. Keep that you are important in mind. Because everybody's important in a relationship. However, losing yourself is not more important than the other person.
No.
Thank you for joining me, Solaika. I love you so much. You're so awesome, awesome. We will definitely do
Thank
another
you.
segment. And again, hit us up on Instagram if you want to know or have any questions, or just have any questions even for us. Like it doesn't even have to be on relationships, or it doesn't have to be on psychology. If you have any questions for us, we will gladly answer those. So we will see you guys on the next segment of Work Well Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Living the Sweet Life with Azúcar. Check us out on Instagram at La Vida Dulce Pod and at LA Sugar F on Twitter, and join the Sweet Teas crew on our Patreon to get behind the scenes access, exclusive first looks, and customized Azúcar Welcome to the Sugar Factory merch. Check out our website, sweetlifewithazúcar.libsyn.com, and don't forget to DM us at La Vida Dulce Pod for your questions for the Work Well Wednesday segment. See you next week with Welcome to the Sugar Factory and the next installment of Sugary Scandal and Entanglements.